What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 10 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We are using Rajan Ball's team once again that made it all the way to top 8 in the Battle Frontier, which has a lot of really cool tech, primarily in this Rillaboom with Unburden that can be triggered with Grassy Seed. So looking at our first match, it's a Yveltal team. It is Yveltal, Amoonguss, Stakataka with Mamoswine, a what is it called? A Volcarona and Jellicent. So one thing to really be afraid of is going to be this Trick Room. We don't really have a good way to stop Stakataka, which can be very scary. But what we do have Will-O-Wisp on what is it called? On Drifblim, but I don't know if we want to rely on that. I think Eleki and Groudon is nice with Eleki and Rillaboom. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really see Nihilego doing too much, and I think having two things that can potentially, deal with Amoonguss are important because we do have safety goggles on Incineroar, and we do obviously have the grass typing on Rillaboom. So figuring out how to stop Stack is going to be pretty crucial, but I'm hoping that through a combination of damage we can deal with it, because obviously like our biggest fear is going to be it setting up Trick Room or using Wide Guard to stop Groudon. So for a lead, we're going to see Amoonguss Jellicent, which this is what we probably expect. Jellicent is scary because of the fact that it does have Water Spout, but we also have we could Parting Shot into Jellicent and go for a Heat Crash here, because what I want to do is I want to bring out Rillaboom pretty freely, and I'm guessing my opponent expects a Protect or a Fake Out. So we will see a Protect come out from Amoonguss. I think that that's fine. We luckily are going to be faster, at least with Groudon, than this Jellicent. And what, I'm guessing a Trick Room from Jellicent, which is fine. We will be able to bring out Rillaboom very freely. We do have to worry about Will-O-Wisp on Jellicent. So that is definitely something to take into consideration. Like I said, most likely we are going to see a a Trick Room here, because I'm pretty sure Jellicent gets Trick Room. As yep, we do see the Trick Room come out, but I think that that's fine. I want to just go for let's Grassy Glide here, as well as I'm fine just to go for another Heat Crash. I think if we can significantly chunk away at Jellicent, that's fine. We will see an Amoonguss switch out, which is even better. I'm guessing into Stakataka. Into Yveltal, which is perfect, because I'm guessing you were banking on the Groudon switch out. So chipping away at Yveltal. Oh, okay. So this is the Grass Resist Berry, which, I mean, obviously makes sense with Rillaboom so prevalent. We do still get very good chip, and expecting up the Will-O-Wisp. It will come out into Groudon, which is definitely unfortunate, but we do have Eleki in the back, so we still do really good damage. Wow. We can now go for a U-turn. We can U-turn out into Incineroar, so we can do this here, as well as go for we could sub. What is the merit for subbing? I'm gonna sub in the event that we see a switch out. I think the obvious target is gonna be Rillaboom, so having the ability to get Groudon behind a substitute, I think would be really huge. We also do have the ability, to switch out into Eleki. We will see the strength sap. Ooh. Jellicent is really crippling this Groudon, as now we are not only burned, but we are at -1 attack as it gets all the way back up to full. But hoping that if we can preserve a substitute, we'll be in a good position. We do get the U-turn off. We might actually have to sacrifice the substitute. But I'm actually thinking we go into Eleki, right? Because we know 3 of the attacks on Jellicent, and most likely the last one is Water Spout. It could be Scald. But either way, it's not doing a ton of damage with the sun out. So we will see Oblivion Wing come out into this Eleki. Gonna do hardly... yeah, we can... With the heal, we should be able to comfortably live. We also know that this Jellicent doesn't have Protect. So we are actually in a really safe position just to go for... what is it called? An Electro Web. Because there are 2 turns of Trick Room left. I say we go for the Electro Web, as well as the Heat Crash onto Yveltal. Yeah, let's do that. We are gonna do like chump change, but I do want to start chipping away. We obviously do have to worry about what attack is going to come out from this Jellicent, but we are hopefully guaranteed good damage, especially even though Groudon is so crippled. It is behind a substitute, which is nice. We probably are going to, like I said, have to give up that sub though. But let's really see what my opponent does here. We are going to see the switch. That's fine with me. Into Amoonguss, even better. I'll take chip damage onto it. We will see the Scald come out into Groudon, hoping that's not enough to break the sub. But yeah, unfortunately it is. Do connect on the Heat Crash, which is great for us, because we will just do a significant chunk, and then we can hopefully hit this Electro Web. Oh wait, we do manage to preserve the sub. I don't know what I was talking about. Jellicent takes some decent chip. What I'm thinking now is Amoonguss doesn't have access to... What is it called? It doesn't have access to Trick Room. So we are in a safe position to just try and... We could double protect. Right, we double protect. Groudon is... Yeah, Groudon is not having a fun time. It is a bad day to be Groudon. We can go for a double protect, stall out the Trick Room, and then from there, what we can do is we can go for a double up between Precipice Blade. I think between Precipice Blade and another, what is it called? Electro Web, we should be able to pick up the double KO. We do see the Amoonguss Protect. I think that that's totally fine. I'm just trying to stall out some turns, also get some recovery back, as then we can put pressure on. The main issue, though, is one, we are going to lose... what is it called? We are going to lose the sun, so Scald will be powered up, but at the same time, not too much of an issue. Strength Sap, totally fine. Yeah, we do lose the sun. We will lose grassy terrain as well, but we will stall out this Trick Room and be in a position where I think Precipice Blades should be enough, because we do have to worry about the, what is it called? The Rage Powder from Amoonguss, so I would much rather go for a double up. So I feel comfortable just to go for another Electro Web as well as a Precipice Blade. I'm hoping this is enough to deal with Jellicent. I do, like I said, have to be wary of Rage Powder, so I can't just freely go for what is it called? I can't just freely go for a Thunderbolt. But the main advantage of this is if you go for that play, your turn is very passive, as yep, we do see the Rage Powder. If you set up the Trick Room, we are able to preserve our substitute. Electro Web is going to double connect. It does a very big chunk into Jellicent, and now the question is, are we going to be able to finish things off? And if we do, we have a very free switch into Rillaboom from here. Precipice Blades double connects. Will we pick up the KO? No, we don't. We unfortunately don't pick up the KO, so the Trick Room is going to go back up. I think Rillaboom is a really safe switch for Eleki here. Because we also can try and get back some recovery. So we can just... Nope. We switch in Rillaboom and... We gotta go for another Precipice Blade. I need to get rid of Jellicent more than anything. Oh! That was a bad play. Because you can Strength Sap into Regieleki. And which will now be Rillaboom. But we should still be able to KO with a Grassy Glide even at -1. And I'm not really worried about this Amoonguss. Yeah, that was a bad play. I should have Heat Crashed into into Amoonguss and gone for a Protect with Eleki. Because... Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, wow. Good tech. Okay, so that was a very interesting call, right? You Strength Sap into Amoonguss in order to heal up. But now we get rid of Amoonguss. We have, what is it called? Yeah, we get rid of Amoonguss. We get to get some recovery. And we are putting a lot of pressure onto this Jellicent. And honestly, at this point, I think we just switch out Groudon. We have Fake Out pressure. Yeah, we have Fake Out pressure onto Yveltal. So we can Fake Out, switch into... Do we sack Rilla? Because what I'm thinking is we do this. And bring out Incin. Incin has Snarl. We also do have a good amount of special defense and an Assault Vest. So I'm hoping if we can live, we can start using our Incin more aggressively. Because right, if we get rid of Jellicent, I'm fine to actually make the trade of Jellicent for Yveltal. Because then we can really start using Snarl pressure from Incineroar, especially given the fact that we will be faster because of Trick Room. So we can start like cycling stuff out. We can... I don't really like the Oblivion Wing into what is it called? Into Rilla, but we do take that super well. And it looks like with Grassy Terrain recovery, like we still are in a pretty comfortable position. So at this point, it really is just about preserving... If we can finish off Trick Room... So we need to finish off Trick Room and be able to bring out Eleki safely. That's really what's going to help us. As we will see, Mamoswine is the last one. So this is actually a lot better than I thought. I would like to sacrifice Groudon. I'm going to sacrifice Groudon. Go for the Snarl. Let's go for the Snarl because I want to try and get some chip, break a sash on Mamoswine, and figure out if there is a what is it called? A potential Protect on this Mamoswine. As we will see, yep, we are going to see Protect, so that's great for us. Most likely you are going to Oblivion Wing into Groudon to pick up the KO, which lets us bring Rillaboom out really safely. And so we can use that in order to now go for the Grassy Glide onto the Mamoswine as we continue to snarl away at the, what is it called? At the Yveltal. And then that way, even if you are Sash, we have two sources of damage, both with the Grassy Glide as well as the Snarl. So that should pick up the KO. And then we can use Protect on Eleki in order to finish off the Yveltal. So we can go for this, and then we Snarl, because getting Yveltal to -2 I think will be really, really beneficial. Especially because, yeah, we should then be able to very comfortably live a hit. And so the question is, what are you... I think it's still possible to throw. We will see the double Protect. I think that that really is your best bet. All things considered, we will... Is it Sash? Yeah, we will see the Sash come out. So we just need to hit the Snarl on both targets, which we do. That picks up the knockout onto Mamoswine. And at this point, we do have a Yveltal at -1. If Trick Room ends, we're in a really good spot because we just Flare Blitz with Incineroar and pivot out with U-turn into Regieleki. And that lets me be in a very comfortable spot. Or we just sack Rillaboom, in all honesty. We could just sack for... Oh, no, free, yeah. So with the Twisted Dimensions returning to normal, we have a very safe U-turn into Yveltal as well as a Flare Blitz, and then that will give us the switch in into Eleki. Eleki can just go for a Thunderbolt, and that'll pick up the knockout. So really good first game. I think there were definitely a lot of tricky moments. I think the self-strength sap onto Amoonguss really helped us out because that really gave us the free switch in we needed into Rillaboom to kind of start cleaning things up. But like I said, still very tricky. Overall, very good game. And yeah, let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Kyogre. It is Galarian Moltres with Kyogre, Incineroar, a Tornadus, a Serena, and Regieleki. We do have Rillaboom. Rillaboom Drifblim is good. I do like our access to Tailwind. We do have Woodhammer too, so that's actually very good for us. Regieleki and Groudon. This is probably our best bet. Do I want to lead Drifblim though? Let's do Eleki Rillaboom. Yeah, let's try this. There is obviously going to be the fear of... I 100%... You bring Serena to this match. There's no way you don't. We could have let Groudon to try and just get the weather control. Because that's the thing, right? We need to pressure Groudon... I mean, not Groudon, Kyogre for any chance of setup. We will see Tornogre. Very expected. The main issue is what? So okay, so we can force this, right? Because we just go for, we immediately go for a grassy no, we go for a Woodhammer. Our safest bet is Woodhammer. Is it Woodhammer? No, it's Grassy Glide Kyogre with Electro Web. Yeah, this is our safest bet because if you switch into Serena for either slot, that's fine. I'm very okay with seeing Serena come in. We get to get an Electro Web off. Oh, you're going for a Hurricane. Okay, that's fine. Hurricane is totally fine. We do Electro Web. This actually is really scary. We do get very good chip onto Tornadus. At this point, we can pivot out into Groudon. We should live a Hurricane. Survey says we do. Not as comfortably as I would have liked, but we still live it. I want to pivot out into... Yeah, let's go for a U-turn to Serena. U-turn with another Electro Web. Because that way, we'll definitely outspeed with Eleki. This is tricky. We might lose Eleki. We are going to see the Tailwind come up. That does make sense. That obviously is your best sort of option for this game. We will hit the Electro Web. We could bring out a Drifblim. Drifblim's not a bad option. Because that lets us stagger our Tailwind. As we do get... Oh, God, I wish I picked up the KO. We do get really good chip onto Serena. I'm going to bring out Drifblim. We do get the defense boost from it. We will be able to threaten our own Tailwind, which will stagger a turn. And Drifblim is super fast. We will see the Power Whip come out into Eleki. Eleki, loving that focus sash. Get some decent recovery. What do we do now? We do have access to a lot of stuff. We will see Moltres come out. So Drifloom is not going to outspeed Moltres. Right? Moltres is like 1. Yeah. I don't think so. I'm going to still pressure the Tailwind. And I'm going to bring out Groudon. Because this is our best bet is to stall out their Tailwind to set up for Eleki in the end game. Or get up our own. So we essentially need to guarantee that their Tailwind gets canceled out. And this is really our best way of doing it. Oh, nice. Okay, so they're bulky. So that's really good for us. Getting up our Tailwind is huge. We will see Drifloom live because Drifloom is stupid good. As a triple Axel comes out, so we unfortunately lose Drifloom, but we are able to now really put on some pressure. I'm guessing that's an Assault Vest variant of Moltres, given how much damage it did. So what I want to do is yeah, everything I have is so low. This was stupid. I don't know why I brought you out. I guess we sack. We hit in here and go for a Heat Crash onto you. I mean, both of them I think were bad choices in terms of what to bring. We do manage to hold on with Rillaboom, which is huge, which is great, right? We knock out Serena. So now we have Regieleki. Oh, this is a great position. Because now we have Regieleki. Zapdos, I mean not Zapdos. What is it called? They have already attacked. We now... Oh, this is still tricky. This is still very tricky. Depends on how much this Heat Crash does. Okay. Okay, so that happened. We now can go for a Thunderbolt into... Actually, wait. Let's see if their Tailwind... How many turns of Tailwind they have left? Because we did stagger by 1. And so my thought process is if we stall out their Tailwind, that means Groudon can hit first as opposed to risking... They do have 1 turn of Tailwind left. So I'm going to go for a double protect just to guarantee that we can at least hit Precipice Blade before they go for a Water Spout. Or, yeah, I think it makes sense from that point just to cancel, right? We had such an advantageous position, especially with Regieleki, but I did want to play it very safely. But they also are in the position, right, where you have to choose. You could go for an Origin Pulse miss, but then you are in the same boat as Precipice Blade, or you can risk the Water Spout after a Thunderbolt, or it just kind of picks up a KO. So overall, a really tough battle. Like, Kyogre teams are always super scary. I think the KO onto Moltres really, really came in clutch. Otherwise, like, I would have had to basically play off a turn, like, trying to figure out how to deal with it. Whereas then the sole focus became Kyogre. But really great second game, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is another Kyogre team. So this time it is Kyogre, Incineroar, Bronzong with Rillaboom and Heliolisk. So Heliolisk is like weird. I forget what it does. Its ability is Heliolisk, and I think that that's gonna play a really big role. Oh, it just is dry skin. I thought it had something to do with electricity. Rillaboom is very safe. Rillaboom with Drifloom is, I feel like it's just a really safe lead. We can set up Tailwind, which I think is important. for something like a Eleki Groudon endgame. Right, yeah. This team does not like a combination of the two. We're still not bringing Nihilego. I don't think we did bring Nihilego once, right? I forget if it was in my practice game or one of the games I recorded, but I feel like I'm just not using Nihilego. Mainly just because of the fact that Drifloon, I feel like Drifloon, it offers so much, especially here where my opponent doesn't really have good speed control. That's actually not true. We do actually have to worry about Bronzong, because Bronzong can set up Trick Room, but we also do have Groudon. So it's just like, are you really going to lead a Heliolisk versus... Which is fine, right? Because then we can pivot out into Groudon. As we do see... Yep, we are going to see Rilla with Bronzong, which 100% suggests to me... Wait. Okay, so we set up... we are going to set up the terrain. So this is a Kyogre... Okay, so we don't have to worry about Serena. I say we go for a fake out here, as well as just a Will-O-Wisp onto their Rillaboom. Because then what we can do is we can double up Bronzong the subsequent turn, going for a Hypnosis and a U-turn, which will let us bring out... If we hit the Hypnosis, we can bring... I mean, either way, I think we bring out Groudon. Actually, Groudon's a little risky. Rillaboom is a really good thing to have, especially because we don't have to worry about Serena. We will, be able to connect our fake out first. Beautiful. Most likely see, a fake out into our Rillaboom. That's fine with me. We do hit the Will-O-Wisp, which is huge for us, because now we are in a significantly better position to deal with their Bronzong. And now what we can... Honestly, the double up into their Rillaboom might have been better in the long run, because we can now do a pivot here, as well as... Oh, wait. We have Shadow Ball. Let's just go for that. Shadow Ball probably was a bad idea. We actually have really good special attack on Drifloon. So, yeah, that's not enough to KO with U-turn. We will hit the U-turn. I want to bring out... Actually, this is not bad, right? Because we're basically forcing your hand. Because I can just not give you a free switch, right? Because what is I was gonna say, what is Rillaboom really gonna do to Groudon at this point? We are gonna see a U-turn. Yeah, there's your pivot out into Kyogre, which is fine with me. We can protect Groudon, sacrifice Drifblim for a free switch in back to Kyogre. Makes sense. All right, we are gonna see the Drizzle come out. Did you reverse your own Trick Room? Wait, what? Yeah, I forgot how this game worked. Let's go for a Protect here, as well as Hypnosis. Bronzong switches out. That's totally fine. Let's see what's in the back. It's going to be Rillaboom. Totally fine with me. So this is our best bet, right? Because you either will KO Drifblim, giving us a free switch into our Rillaboom. Oh! We do have to be careful, though, because their Rillaboom is slower than ours. So they'll be able to get off a hit. But what? We know it's Bronzong. We know it's Rillaboom. We're just sacking everything out here. We bring out Eleki, swap into Rillaboom, and protect. That seems like a really bad play, but we're gonna do it, because then we can at least reduce. Yeah, we do this. We go for a protect here, That lets us threaten onto Kyogre, as we can switch out into Groudon to also change the weather. Yeah, this is fine. You could just double if you double up into the Rilla slot, but even then that shouldn't be bad. Yeah, this is hard. You could make the read and just go for an Ice Beam into Rilla, but we should still take that like comfortably enough. So this is a question, right? Like what do you go for? We are going to see Protect here. Most likely, what? A Fake Out into Groudon? You don't even need to Fake Out into Groudon. We do see a Wood Hammer into Eleki, so that's totally fine with me. Reduces the amount of damage, as we can now take that comfortably with Rillaboom. We just have a very free Grassy Glide into that slot, as we can change the weather for Groudon. And depending on how much this Wood Hammer does, we could just punish. No, I want to just get damage onto this slot and bring out Groudon. We do have a lot of HP investment, so I'm hoping our HP investment is enough to comfortably tank a Wood Hammer. Right? Because if we can get Groudon behind a substitute, I think we're in just really good shape. Yeah, substitute would be huge because of the fact that we... Yeah, oh, okay, so we're going to see no switch, which is interesting. Because Eleki was the slowest thing on the field. As we do see, yep, Protect on Kyogre, that's totally fine with me. You can't really do anything into... Oh, you do have Instant. So that's actually the thing to be afraid of, is the instant switching. But, is that even a big deal? No, you're just gonna switch in Bronzong. So I'm fine. Ooh. Last turn of Trick Room. I still want to go for a hit here. Let's protect Groudon. I think I need Groudon too much. We will see Kyogre swap out. That's fine. As Rillaboom will come back in, which gives us back our priority Grassy Glide. What do we do from here? We can pressure into Rilla very effectively. Yeah, God, imagine if I had set up that substitute. I'll take the chip. Gyro Ball into Rillaboom. Alright, great. Rillaboom lives. You what? You want to... Let's see if we can get up, Fake Out into Groudon. Unfortunate. Body Press. Okay, into Eleki. So this is... We, what? Thunderbolt into... I think with the burn... We should... With the burn, we should be able to live a... that's close. I think if we can get the sub up, we're in a really good position. Because what that will do is that... Because then Groudon can really go on the offensive. We also need to preserve Rillaboom as much as possible, just given the fact that there is Kyogre in the back. We know Kyogre has Protect. The issue with this though is we are giving up the potential weather control, right? Because if we set up sub, we're not really gonna want to switch too much. But yeah, I'm hoping for a double up into Eleki, right? I'm hoping you say, hey, I wanna go for a Grassy Glide. Oh god, dropping frames. Grassy Glide into Eleki, 1 down. We set up a substitute. Perfect. And now the question is, what do you go for? You're going to go for a body press into Groudon. Doesn't even break the sub. Doesn't break the sub. Okay, so now what we can do is I feel comfortable to Thunderbolt into Bronzong and go for a Heat Crash into Rillaboom. Or do we call the switch into Kyogre? I'm going to Thunderbolt here and just go for the... I'm going to Heat Crash. I can't really risk getting that call wrong. As wow. Okay, so they're just going to stay in. Makes sense, right? You want to break the sub on Groudon. That's fine with me. We can hopefully get rid of your answer to Trick Room, assuming Eleki... Yeah, okay, great. Eleki picks up the knockout on Bronzong. This is perfect. Heat Crash will KO this Rillaboom. You do get Weather Up, but at what cost? Because we do have Regieleki as well as a Rillaboom in the back, and you have no sort of... Oh, and the sun goes away, so it's fine. Let's figure out what they have in the back. I think Eleki is going to be really pivotal, and it depends what their last is. If it's Incin, 1, that's really scary, and 2, I don't know why they didn't bring it up earlier, but I do expect it to be... Oh, it's Heliolisk. Okay, I don't know what Heliolisk can do. We know it has Dry Skin, so I want to just go for a Protect. As well as a Protect here. Because then we can Thunderbolt. We can Thunderbolt into Kyogre and go for a Precipice Blade. Right, let's see what they go for. I do want to scout a little bit. I'm hoping that they don't go for something super wacky. I know that they like carry Explosion or something, but I do want to scout a little bit and get some recovery back. We are going to see Ally Switch, which is cute. As we do see Ice Beam come out, expecting the swap. Heliolisk, Dry Skin. Okay, so that's fine. Grass will go away. I'm fine to Electro Web. Electro Web and Precipice Blade. We are really relying on accuracy, but with Ally Switch, I don't feel comfortable going for a double up. I mean, we could, right? Because then... This is tricky. We could have switched Groudon out into Rillaboom. Which, honestly, like, Groudon might be more of our win con than Rillaboom. But let's see, Electro Web does double connect, which is huge. We do a significant chunk into Kyogre as well as Heliolisk. And so now the big question is, do we double connect with Precipice Blades? Because I think if we do that, should wrap up the... Rip. Origin Pulse does double connect, unfortunately. So that's definitely a double knockout there. Yeah. And we saw Ice Beam. Yeah, so now we have to call the Ally Switch. Right? We have to say, hey, where is this gonna go? I have to make a read now. Right, because the idea is what? I'm gonna Grassy Glide into Heliolisk, expecting the Ally Switch. I think that, like, there's no way for me to know if they're gonna go for it. If we get the call right, I think we're in a really good position. The only fear is if Heliolisk also has Focus Sash and we get it back to Focus Sash range. I'm just... Yeah, I didn't expect Heliolisk to be so fast. No. Yeah, we made the wrong... Oh, okay. Okay. Double Protect Kyogre and Heliolisk. They see that I'm going to Grassy Glide into Heliolisk, which suggests to me Heliolisk is sashed. So now I have to make a read of them making a read. I'm gonna press into Kyogre. We're gonna make a read that you're not gonna make a read, expecting me to make a read. Do I like Ally Switch? No. Do I use it? Yes. Am I gonna complain about using it? No. Am I gonna complain when other people use it? Yes. Is the circle of life. So this really comes down to, I mean, your best bet is just double up into Rillaboom. Unless that Heliolisk has no attacking moves. We're nice. We do get the Grassy Glide off into Kyogre. We will pick up the KO, but I'm assuming Heliolisk with whatever move it has, it goes for Thunder. Okay, wait. This is, let's see. 50 down to 17. We get no paralysis. We will live another one. Right? We will live another one, barring a crit. So what we can do is we can go for a Grassy Glide here. And so I'm guessing Thunder is their best attacking move. As, yep, we will bring it down to its Focus Sash. So let's see how much Thunder does into Rillaboom. As long as we live, 29. So we did get a roll. That is unfortunate. Yeah, that one was a tough one. I think we did make the right reads. We did just get a damage roll off of that. I'm going to actually quickly pull up the damage calc for Rillaboom to see how much, like what the range was for Thunder. So give me 1 sec and I'll be right back. Yeah, so looking at the Heliolisk spread, unfortunately it was a roll. Which is, I mean, it's always super unfortunate where it's so close and the roll is what does it. But still a very good job to my opponent. I'm just trying to figure out, I guess I should have just been more aggressive with, I don't know what I was afraid of by not going for just a double up. Or I'm not sure what my goal was by not just going for a Thunderbolt. Oh, because I saw the ally switch. So I was afraid of getting the ally switch call wrong. Yeah, it is definitely a little bit tricky. I guess I could have swapped out. I should have swapped out into Rillaboom. I should have gone for an Electroweb, sacrificed Rillaboom, because then that would have brought out Groudon, and then Groudon would, one, reduce the damage of water-type moves and just be overall in a better position. But it is what it is. I do really want to play one more with this. I really want to show off Nihilego because we haven't really done too much with that. But yeah, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.